I've got three rules you should avoid if you want to be successful in business, as a creative, or in life. What the hell do I know? I'd like to think that anything I can do, someone else can do. I mean, if I want to learn something new, I try to follow an expert. And if you're going to listen to me, that begs the question, what can I do?
Troy, this circle is you.
My God, it's like you've known me all my life.
I'd like for you to consider me your basic geometric shape, to be your George Costanza,
Every decision I've ever made in my entire life has been wrong.
your magnetic South Pole. It's not do as I say, it's do as I didn't. So here are the 3 rules to avoid if you want to be successful. 1, follow your passion. We've all heard this cliche. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. The problem is, if you don't work, you don't get paid. On this channel, I think we've gone into exhaustive detail about just how nerdy I can be. Did it make me successful? Yes. I'm great at cocktail party talk, but not at paychecks. My most successful venture was as a project manager.
Hello, Peter. What's happening?
That's right, Gantt charts on the wall. Then there was the client hand-holding and micromanaging my team.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9.
I was so good at it, I earned an obscene amount of money, but I hated it and always felt like a fraud. So I locked myself in a room and dedicated myself to my craft.
Coffee would help me think. Coffee and a muffin.
I lived off my savings, then my credit card, then off of residential real estate. I tried to become the next P.T. Anderson. And so far, I've become the YT McNair-do-well. YT stands for YouTube. The second rule to avoid, be authentic. Be you. I'm a big believer in having no self-esteem. That's not low self-esteem, that's no self-esteem.
I can't be with someone like me. I hate myself.
I believe it drives me to be better, to do more, to over-deliver. There's a downside to this. I expect people to notice, to appreciate, but they don't. They don't welcome you aboard the Love Boat. They kick you off the Lido deck. But since our education system and child rearing has basically grafted self-esteem onto everyone, hey, you're super special just because you're on this planet. I'm starting to think that I'm the sucker. I should project my failures onto others. Tony Gilroy never won an Oscar.
I'm not the guy that you kill. I'm the guy that you buy. Are you so fucking blind you don't even see what I am?
Yeah, like Patty Chayefsky will ever write another network.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone.
William Goldman never had to take a vow of poverty.
Hey, wait a minute. What? You didn't see the fours out there, did you? The fours? No. Oh, good. For a moment there, I thought we were in trouble.
And play up my abilities. I know exactly when to get up off the couch to prevent a blood clot. No one can misspell as well as myself.
Bart, cart, dart, eart.
My age is actually an asset. People, clients especially, are attracted to confidence. I should adopt the business model of my old digital consultancy. Competence never stood in the way of their getting another project. Just get your foot in the door and bullshit your way through it. If you go over budget, oversell, and underdeliver, people tend to be forgiving. Maybe it's because it reminds them of their youth, but I'm not young. despite what I pay my barber to say. So if I underdeliver, people just assume I suck or am full of it. I'm trying to figure out what the age is when bullshit stops being fertilizer and starts being the stink that's attached to the bottom of your shoe that you're tracking across their new white carpet. The third rule to avoid: never go into debt. You should always wait until you can afford it. Pay for it out of pocket, be it hardware or education. When they first came out with Avid, beg, borrow, and steal to get time on that robot box that housed it. And then Apple came out with Final Cut Pro, and I bought it. Well, it helps if you know the creative director who has all of the software masters, but my Mac wasn't powerful enough to run it. Then, when I finally got a computer, I didn't have any footage. And I didn't know how to rip footage off of a DVD. And honestly, I couldn't afford a camera. So when I finally could afford a camera later, it was just a kit camera, a DSL. It was great for taking snaps of the family, but there was no video option. And on and on and on it went, this endless cycle. I lost years of actually doing, of being a filmmaker. And kids half my age with no money and terrible credit were becoming successful.
Because it's a real Hollywood movie.
But hey, I didn't go into debt, except that I did, just from other more expensive things. Car, mortgage, kids. I just couldn't justify to myself spending the money that I didn't have. At the end of the day, it was just a couple more dollars on a credit card. But it's money that I could have used to buy the equipment that I needed, to become a different person, to become the creative I should be, to become a story maker. Look, I'm not saying go down to your local watering hole and buy everybody a round or 5. If you have the chance to invest in you, do it, because nobody else will. Wow, that took a turn. If this kind of advice makes you feel uncomfortable, you can take solace in the fact that I'm that guy who offers free lifting advice at the gym.
You're gonna take all the weight on your neck. Then you're gonna jam your legs down and hyperextend your ankles, and then shoot back up and lock your knees in place.
Who explains to you why they're intermittent fasting while you're eating dessert. Who knows the most efficient shortcut through traffic. Damn, I'm like that small town school teacher who thinks everybody is a student.
I remember the staff at our public school. You know, we had a saying that those who can't do, teach, and those who can't teach, teach gym. And of course, those who couldn't do anything, I think, were assigned to our school.
Let me leave you with this little clip that I think sums it up perfectly.
There's an old joke. 2 elderly women are at a Catskill Mountain resort, and one of them says, "Boy, the food at this place is really terrible." The other one says, "Yeah, I know, and such small portions." Well, that's essentially how I feel about life. Full of loneliness and misery and suffering and unhappiness, and it's all over much too quickly.
You know what this reminds me of? Rewrites. Here's a little video about my latest journey into this world of cut and paste.